Hey guys, hope y'all are doing great today. Welcome to this part of the food forest tours over here at the Blueberries on the edge over here. Looked at the grapes in the last video and the grafted apple and pear trees, and we'll be going on looking at the blueberries in this video just to update on them. This one was one that had gotten hit pretty hard by the deer at the beginning of the season. It had some new shoots and they ate off pretty much all the new growth on it. But it has come back and it's got a nice vigorous shoot there that'll probably be developing some side branches, and you can see another vigorous shoot right there. It's looking really good and grown about probably a little more than 3 feet already this year. Let's see, most of these bushes are getting really big. Lots of big new shoots on them after they've produced the blueberries for the year, so they're all done. I'm still getting some blueberries actually from some ones on the other side, but these are getting more sunlight, so they ripened earlier, and looks really good and healthy. Bushes are getting bigger, sending up a lot of new growth, and these are the mulberries. This one right here is the grafted mulberry. And it's looking really good. And some of them I mentioned before, the leaves are a lot bigger than the kind of, these are wild mulberry rootstocks. So that's what the other ones are mostly. And it's kind of interesting, but it's doing pretty good. They're all about probably 5 feet tall. That's the only one the graft succeeded on, so learn to do that in the warmer weather from now on. Mulberries didn't really like being grafted in the cold weather, whereas the apple and pears loved it. Got some grapevine cuttings right here. That's what they were. Now they're lots of young grape plants. These in particular over here are just going super vigorous, doing really well. These are interestingly, those are the only seeded grapes that have seeds in them. These are all seedless varieties, and I've transitioned to moving towards planting mostly seeded varieties from now on. They just seem to be tougher, just more vigorous, and also, there's just the potential for them to produce offspring. And with the seedless varieties, they're kind of a genetic dead end. There's nothing for them to do but harvest the grapes from that variety. They can't produce seeds and pass the traits to the next generation. So I really like to grow seeds from the plants that I'm growing, and so I'm going to be moving over to the seeded varieties just to just seems like they're a more natural fit, for being able to grow the best ones, let them produce seed, and creating totally new varieties that are best adapted for this area. So some of these shoots right here are about, the tallest one looks like maybe about 4 feet, but they've kind of spread all out, so it's hard to really tell. Most of them are probably leaning over. I'd say the average is probably, a lot of these in the middle, they don't look tall, but they're actually, the vines are going kind of sideways, either out to the left or right. So I'd say the average height is probably 3 feet. The tallest one's probably about 4 feet already. So really, really glad to see that. I really liked that one, the grapes on that one. So it's really, really good. Hopefully I'll have lots of those in the future. Got some pomegranates right in here I need to move into the food forest. I moved the figs out. They were kind of in this empty spot right here, but I realized I didn't see one fig. There's one right down there, kind of hiding, and the rest of these pomegranates are growing real quick. Pretty much all of these grew back from the roots. I think maybe 2 or 3 actually had some branches. They're probably those biggest ones for the most part, but most of them grew back from the roots, and they're doing really good. Got some Got some catnip flowering back there. That's what that flower is right there. And hopefully gonna get some seeds from that. Down right there too. Some catnip. Some pokeweed. Coming up wild, but it'll help develop the soil too, so leaving that alone. Oh, there's a flowering cluster right there about to appear on the catnip. It's really good to see. These apple trees are yeah, they're taller than me now, so probably they passed 6 feet, some of them, and they're going on 7 feet now, so they have just gone bonkers. So really glad to see that. I'm probably gonna clip them back though, and because these are seedling varieties. I may let the most vigorous ones just keep growing, just to see, you know, how they turn out, and since a lot of them are doing so well, but should be interesting to see how they do. And I'll probably cut most of them back so that I can kind of stool layer them for the upcoming year and have a lot more rootstock. So I cut them back, so each apple tree right there has a lot of shoots already coming off of it. Most of them have about at least 3 or 4 shoots that are coming off of them. It looks like it may have they may have kind of limited themselves to maybe about 3 shoots actually now. Originally most of them had about like 5 or 6. It looks like they've kind of thinned themselves out to about 3 shoots each. So really excited to see that. Have some good apple rootstock for the future. These were where the peach seedlings were, and I have gotten most of them out, and I just have a few left in here. And let's see, that's one back there. There's a smaller one right there. There's one. Forget if I pointed that one out. I don't think I did. There's about 4 or 5 in there left that I need to move. Probably should do it today, but may not have time, but we'll see how it goes. And it also seems excessively hot and humid today, so I probably won't make it. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. So maybe I will. We'll jump over here to the pomegranates. I probably didn't cut back the stuff around them like I should have. I didn't realize the pomegranates would be so sensitive to the other stuff growing up around them, but they supposedly are. A lot of the stuff isn't, but the pomegranates kind of were a little bit picky about that, so that's an interesting note to self in the future. A lot of them are doing really good. They've all come back from the roots over here in this section. None of them survived at the top parts of the trees, but hopefully they will this year. That one over there didn't come up, so 2 of those didn't come up, or I think one of them just didn't come up, but another one couldn't fight off the weeds. But it's kind of good. It eliminates the ones, you know, that aren't the toughest and fastest growers. So it's kind of a nice thing. But yeah, a lot of them are looking good. They'll be enjoying this hot weather. This one's gotten pretty big. You can see on the tips it's sending out lots of new shoots. Looking good. Thanks for tuning into this part of the Food Forest Tour, guys. I will see you in the next one. We'll take a look over at the peach trees mainly and the cherry trees. May get into some other stuff too. I'll see you then. Bye, guys.